Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, my webcam moved. What's
Well,
up?
if it isn't my favorite person in the whole world.
Hello and welcome.
Exclamation mark nickname Nokia Summer.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the third PRZZLOCKE Awards, everybody. Nickmo just got jump scared with his own voice. How are we doing? This is live. Hello, hello. Jordan, thank you so much for the 57-month sub. I appreciate you. Nokia Summer. Sunder, thank you for the 42. Hashtag yup earlier. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to the PRZZLOCKE Awards. We have a fun show today. As you can see, I learned how to tie a tie last weekend, so I've been putting it to use. And I meant to turn my hat backwards, but I forgot, so. Hello, everybody. Nickmo was in here early. Sunder was in here early. Brandon was in here early. Lurkin. Hell yeah. Sunder was technically first with the subs. So I'll give you that one, Sunder. BJ, good to see you. Kat, hello. Portland. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let's see. Blakers, good to see you. Platty. Milky. Hello. Sunder's drinking Backstreet Bush Light. What's up, Ken? Chris is here. Hello. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Didn't you make Mega Latios to the Dynamax Latios fan art? I did, Claudio. It's Claudio's day. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like the fit. I paused the 41 rewatch for this. Hell yeah. Does my plant have a name? This plant? It's not real. It's a fake plant. Do fake plants still get names? It does have inside the plant. I have it hidden in there. I have this little rock that that Kat bought for me because she thought it was out of all the rocks, they had one of those big rock things. When we went to go to that cave, she said that she thought that one fit most like me, and then she found this one for me in the outside in the wilderness. I have both of those in that plant right there. So that's where I store my rocks. Oh my gosh. Polyester Prizzy for real, for real. That rock is very Prizzified. It is very shiny and it is very me. All right. Everybody, I think it's time for the PRZZLOCKE Awards. We have some nice lo-fi going in the background here. I hope that is an appropriate volume for you all. Shall we get into the PRZZLOCKE? Well, let me tell you what we're going to do today. My relationship is rock solid. I'd like to think so. I would agree with that. Very rock solid. I get it. Here's what we got going on today, everybody. We got to give out some PRZZLOCKE Awards. You have all voted. 20 of you have voted, which is oh my gosh, Milser's here. It wouldn't be the PRZZLOCKE Awards without Milser. It would not. Thank you for the 30 bits, Kat. I appreciate you. Kat to Milser. It wouldn't be a PRZZLOCKE Awards show without Milser. And it wouldn't be a PRZZLOCKE show without awards, but 20 of you have voted, which I believe is a record. I believe 20 votes is a record for the PRZZLOCKE Awards, so thank you all for participating. I really appreciate it. I have not looked at the results. I have a good idea. I did check like last week, and I have like a good idea as to who is in the lead for certain categories, but there are some that I am not sure of. So we'll see what the results are. Milser's on the overlay. Oh yeah. Milser's up there. Can you turn the lo-fi up a smidge? Okay. I can turn it up a smidge. How does this sound? Little smidge up. There we go. I did see yours come in roughly an hour ago. I did not look at what you voted for. I don't know if you've changed anything, Blake. Or I don't know if you've changed any of the leads. Can we keep it off the overlay? Don't try to hide them. But here's what we're going to do. We have the PRZZLOCKE Awards. We're going to showcase the PRZZLOCKE Awards. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I have a little presentation like last time, a little PowerPoint to go through as well. Very brief. And then I think we're going to play the Pokopia DLC if it's out. So I think we should get right into the awards, gang. Are you ready? Hold on. I forgot to put my audio on that scene. There we go. I forgot to put my audio on that scene, guys. Oh, and I also forgot. Hold on. Let me grab. Dude, listen. I'm a professional streamer. This is a professional award show. Let me grab. I need to grab a couple things. I need to grab this. What am I grabbing? This. Boom. Okay, now we should be good. Tap back in. Thank you for all yelling at me. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have noticed. I straight up wouldn't have noticed, so thank you. Thank you for the the giant peanut butter. That is actually what made me lose my audio, guys. That is what made me lose my audio. I'm being silenced. All right, everybody. Welcome to the PRZZLOCKE Awards. I need to pull up something, is what I was saying. You didn't hear me say this, but I have to pull up. I have to pull up clips real quick. But other than that, I think we are good. And sorry, I did not pull these up ahead of time. Where is it? There it is. Found it. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, gang. It's time. Tap back in. We're tapped in. We are tapped. We are so tapped in. It's not even funny right now. Welcome to the PRZZLOCKE Awards, everybody. This is a similar layout to last time. What's going to happen is your nominees will come stand over here, and we will hand them a PRZZLOCKE Award, based on votes. Don't ignore everything else. There's nothing else special here. But I think for now, let's get into it. Similar to the I'm dressed like a teacher at parents' evening. I guess I am. I'm here to tell you all who's good and who's bad. I'm here to give you your report card or whatever. Now, the way that this works here, like we can just go to the first category, right? Which is like MVP, right? However, this doesn't really work for clips. So the two clip categories that were the first things you voted on, we're just gonna do it right now. There's no graphics that associate with that because it's kind of hard to do that. But let's watch or let's see what the clip award winners are. So you had two categories for PRZZLOCKE Clip of the Year and Spin-Off Clip of the Year. There was a very close vote. In fact, I don't think there was a for PRZZLOCKE Clip of the Year, it looks like everything was within a vote of each other. It was very split 6 ways. But the winner of the PRZZLOCKE Clip of the Year was, I'm pulling it up right here, was this one, where I get the shiny Eevee on Route 10. Can I make this full screen? Am I not allowed to make this full screen on this page? I think I can click here and find it. There we go. Why is it playing at 2 times speed? I'm a really professional streamer, everybody. Me finding the shiny Eevee? That was crazy. We got trans lefts and honey mustards. Back to back to back. I'm not going to play the honey mustard version, but this was the... I do got a long-ass finger. That's still down here. I didn't even realize. But me getting the shiny Eevee. Oh, and me getting the shiny Emolga has won PRZZLOCKE Clip of the Year. That was a very good clip. It was technically 2 clips. It was a little cheating, but it was too good of a moment to pass up. And then for your final scuffed category, your spin-off Clip of the Year, we have... the winner is... Come on, pull it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Whee! The OBS error message limbo. Very good clip. I do love how OBS still happens. It still works. It only crashed after I clicked yes or no. I think it's perfect because I think the stream quite literally ended at that exact moment, which is so fucking good. All right, now we can get into the non-scuffed categories. The immediate cut was like stream actually ending. Like it literally just turned off. All right, now we're ready for real PRZZLOCKE awards, everybody. We have 14 categories to award. It is the Germa PC moment. It really is. Claudio, I'm not opening your Game Banana link at the current moment. I'm sorry. He's posting malicious links. Everybody, your first category. Your first category is Most Valuable MVP. This is the 5 MVPs for the 5 runs that happened in this phase of the PRZZLOCKE. And Claudio has some suspicious links for sure. It is the MVP. It is not lost on me that MVP stands for most valuable already. But we have the Woker, we have we have Gorp, we have the Hooked, and we have Neo Lou Gehrig. How this worked last year and how it's going to work this year. We're going to go in reverse order. We're going to eliminate them one at a time until we have our winner. So with, unfortunately, the least popular, the least valuable of the least valuable MVP, not claiming a podium spot this year, unfortunately, is our homie Gorp. Rest in peace, Gorp. Not rest in peace. He's still alive. He's still MVP. That's still a very big accomplishment. But you did not win. Coming in next, also not making the podium, our Woker. Big Woker. Did not win. And coming in third, of course. I think if you had to pick one between the 3 of these, it would be very obvious. We have Xploud. Xploud surprisingly got a couple of votes. Cancel culture got the Woker. I'm shocked Xploud got votes at all. I'm going to be honest. I did not think anyone really cared about him. But he did. So congratulations, Xploud, which means your most valuable MVP comes down to, I think, the 2 that everyone expected it to come down between, Neo Lou Gehrig and the Hooked. The voter base got the top 2 correct. It was a close vote. I think a difference of only a couple between the 2, and they both got a good amount of votes, I would say. Your most valuable MVP of the 3rd annual PRZZLOCKE Awards is going to be Neo Lou Gehrig. Everybody, congratulations to Neo Lou Gehrig. That means the Hooked came in second. Neo Lou Gehrig, enjoy your PRZZLOCKE Award. I guess I meant to delete these 2 because those go to the clips technically. There is a clear winner, and it clearly is Neo Lou Gehrig, the most valuable MVP. And moving on to our second category. The Hooked was a demon, but Neo Lou has vibe. Neo Lou does have vibes, and vibes are what matter. Vibes are what matter. Moving on to our second category, your MVP snub consolation prize. This is for the Pokemon that were almost quite good enough to be MVP, but they just weren't. They weren't as good. They got beat out at the final hour. But we had a couple of them for a lot of good reasons. I think you can make the argument that any single one of these could have been MVP of their respective run. We'll see who the public thought was deserving of the winner. With the lowest amount of votes, we have to say goodbye to Boo Boo Keys. I'm shocked at that, actually. I didn't look at that quite yet. That Boo Boo Keys, I think, does not deserve to be last. That thing was good as hell. And then, tied, so also not making the podium, tied for these 2. We have Finger 11, Paralyzer from Oras. And truly what I think is the most shocking out of these is Toxapex sitting off the podium. Because I think there was a pretty big push to get Toxapex to be MVP in that run. Coming in third place. If you asked me a question, I would say, yeah, I think I'd go Chomper here. It's going to take third place with your votes from X and Y. Tox Stalling has no aura. It has no aura. I wouldn't have voted for it. And that means your MVP snub is sitting between Pierogi and Pancake. Two foods that both start with P. What a duo here. With a pretty overwhelming majority of the votes. Well, I don't know about majority. Plurality, I guess, is more technically the correct term here. But way more votes than anybody else, and it's not close. Your MVP snub is going to be Pancake. Congratulations to Pancake. Enjoy your PRZZLOCKE award. Pancake was pretty much considered to be the MVP until it kind of tripped over its own feet in the Elite Four, which happens to the best of us, of course, but it really was a pretty recent blunder on its resume. But I think if you look at the rest of the situation, I think Pancake pretty easily deserves a shout there. So congratulations to Pancake. And of course, before we get into the remaining awards, we have a special message really quick. We want to make sure that you all know how appreciated you are. So Nickmo has a message for you all.
This show is powered by dedicated viewers just like you. Remember to make sure you're following, have notifications turned on, and drop that Twitch Prime sub.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly, Nickmo. So thank you for that wonderful message there. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on to our next category. Category number 3, your third PRZZLOCKE awards. The PRZZLOCKE is only possible because of viewers like you. Truly is. We have Chomper here once more. Kabunga Gorp once more. Pro Jared from Sun. Glorp from the Randomizer. And the Dougie from Ultra Moon. Greatest Elite Four performance was also a category that was very split in votes. Very split in votes, I have to say. Now, of course, there are people that lose the category, of course, and we have to get into those now. Pro Jared, unfortunately, did not make it as a winner this time. I didn't want to vote for an MF named Pro Jared, and I can honestly, I can understand. I can understand and I can respect that. Obvious correct answer? The votes say otherwise. It is very, very split. Also not quite making it onto the podium here. Not that the podium really matters, but also not quite making it onto the podium. Gorp once again. Not a lot of love for the Sun run. I feel like I don't think we've gotten something from the Sun run on a podium quite yet. Gorp and Boo Boo Keys. I guess Pancake won. I'm completely lying to you. I forgot Pancake was from Sun. And also, Kabunga, unfortunately. Sorry, Kabunga. Kabunga. Not here. We'll do a Kabunga real quick for the viewers at home.
Kabunga.
Didn't quite make it. I want justice for Pro Jared. He was a chef and people only hate him for his namesake. That is true. But it is a rough namesake to have. Kabunga. Your top 3 greatest Elite Four performances. I mean, really, could you have an argument? These are 3 of the greatest Elite Four performances we've seen. Not quite Big Sean the Starmie level, but still up there. In third place, recency bias was not on his side. Well, maybe it was, but the Dougie's going to take third. Be like, Smooth, what? Can you teach me how to Dougie? Getting us in between our final 2, and granted, this is between Dougie and the second placer and the first placer. Yo!
Wow.
Noodle, thank you so much for the 43-month sub, Noodle Gal. I appreciate you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Adam, good to see you as well. Hello. Welcome in. So, to pull back the curtain a little bit, the votes between Dougie, Chomper, and Glorp. I guess technically 2 votes. Like it's third place and then 1 vote and then then second place and then 1 vote and then first place. So very, very close margins. And also these 3 down here also received several votes apiece. So very, very tight race for the Elite Four performance. Granted, you're going to take a Garchomp to the Elite Four in X and Y. Any Elite Four, I guess, but X and Y specifically, you're going to have a good time. Also, Garchomp saved us a little bit in that run as well because we kind of forgot to buy healing items. So being able to sweep through the entire Elite Four was very helpful. And then Glorp, for a randomizer, really ate in the randomized Elite Four. Pretty much every Elite Four member just kind of had teams that fell to Psychic and Shadow Ball. Granted, that's good coverage, but like still. So between these two, your winner and the greatest Elite Four performance of this leg of the Prizlock goes to Glorp. Glorp the Espeon, congratulations. By 1 vote. Congratulations on your Prizlock Award, Glorp. Very well deserved. Truly one of the more memorable Elite Four performances just because of the randomization aspect. RNG just kind of made it so useful. It was exactly what we needed. Moving on to the newest, or the only new, award in the PRZZLOCKE Awards. We have the One Fight Wonder Award going to a specific fight, one specific fight, and a Pokemon that made it and was iconic and really like put that fight on their back. Now, before we give the current One Fight Wonder Award out, we also need to look back a little bit because this is a new award. We did not do this award for the previous 2 PRZZLOCKE Awards. So I wish I didn't put graphics for these 2 in here, so I'm just going to say it. I have gone back and I have retroactively given 2 PRZZLOCKE Awards to who I feel fully encapsulates this award for the previous 2 eras of the PRZZLOCKE and their awards. And there were really only 2 that stood out as iconic enough. 1 per each era. For the first era of the PRZZLOCKE, which was the very first blue through like Fire Red, I think was the last one. It was pretty easy to give that to Mario Party the Sea King, who was quite literally only on the team to fight Lance, and did that, and ended up getting unbanned for it. So congratulations to Mario Party the Sea King, who is not even banned anymore, but that was really the only fight that I could think of, other than potentially the Glorbius Bomb. But that didn't seem like it. And then of course for the other era of the PRZZLOCKE, which was Gen 4 through Gen 5, Diamond through Black 2, there was really only 1 fight. And I thought it was really funny if this Pokemon also had the award, or this Pokemon had the award for like the best individual fight, and I guess technically if you want to think about it, the worst individual fight, and it being the same fight. So I have awarded posthumously, because he is dead, posthumously the One Fight Wonder Award to John Fork the Zangoose for the Ghetsis fight in the one that we don't fuck up, in the second attempt of Black 2, where we don't fuck that one up and we actually we actually do really good with it. So so John Fork the Zangoose now owns the award for best individual fight because of soloing Ghetsis in Black 2 challenge mode, and also has the award for Prizzy moment when I forgot to teach a Shadow Claw the second time we did it in the other attempt and completely fucked it up. Hi Teddy, welcome in. We need a category for best chatter. Well, I'm a little biased as to who I think the best chatter is, but I would love to see what you all vote. Unless we're all voting for Tea Party Teddy, as the bot says. So that is posthumously, Sea King and Zangoose have won PRZZLOCKE Awards. I didn't want to go through and do nominees for all of those because like there weren't really that many good ones. Like I almost dude, I almost didn't give it to Zangoose because I was like, I usually don't give PRZZLOCKE awards to things from failed attempts, but there really just wasn't any other options. Like the only other one I could think of was like Wimbledimp sweeping Skyla, and that just did not feel like Wimbledimp does not feel like a PRZZLOCKE award winner. That was like literally the only one I could find. That wasn't something that had already was already like a main member of the team. The Glorbia's bomb actually really helped out against Karen and Lance. It exploded on Lance's Dragonite, but it helped us against Karen's Houndoom and I think something else she had. So it wasn't like I was thinking about it too, but I was like, damn, it really wasn't one fight. Like Glorbia's kind of helped us twice. All right, but let's go to the One Fight Wonder Award currently. We have great fights here. We have Lime King versus Viola, Castform versus Winona, Sunder the Morlul versus Wishy Washy, Tuesday the Rampardos versus Vicky Volt. Damn Straight could have been nominated for like 4 different fights here, but we went with the Togi fight, and Tauren Puzzles, of course, versus the Ultra Necrozma. With no, or they all had votes. Everybody had a vote. I actually don't think anybody didn't receive a vote. There might be, maybe not. I don't know. I might be lying. But so far, no one has not received a vote. But not making the podium this time, we're going to have Lime King, the Vivian, and shockingly to me, Tears the Castform. I thought Tears the Castform would do pretty well for this category because that was just a very funny fight to use Castform. Now, slightly off the podium, we're going to do one that I feel like was probably just too unfair to even consider it as like the best, but Check Tuesday, the Rampardos is going to be off the podium with Damn Straight, Tauren Puzzles, and Sunder the Morlul being your top 3. Ever so slightly behind that in the 3rd spot, Sunder the Morlul fighting the Totem Wishy Washy with Quick Claw. Quick Claw activated like 5 times during that fight. And got like set up screens before an attack and like got crit Mega Drains or Giga Drains or whatever the hell. It was kind of an insane fight. And with a pretty clear winning amount of votes here between these two, the PRZZLOCKE award goes to Tauren Puzzles, your Ultra Necrozma Slayer. Damn Straight was very close, but Tauren Puzzles did slay the beast of Ultra Necrozma. That makes sense to me. Congratulations to Tauren Puzzles. Love that Tauren guy. Moving on to your next category, Glue Guy of the Year. Renamed category, still the same as Role Player of the Year in previous years, but is now called Glue Guy. Fits a bit more with the sports theming that we tend to do here. A Glue Guy, of course, is the glue that holds your team together. Not the best player, not the worst, just a really solid, reliable team member that you can rely on. A lot of great options here. Aura Farmer, Bird Up, Creamer, the Goons, Boble Ponche, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Weesnaw. I think this might be our first no vote Pokemon. I don't want to call him out. Actually, it feels really mean to call him out, but no one voted for Aura Farmer. I think everyone deserves to know that, though. I think people deserve to know if there was a no vote thing, which I think is understandable. I think Aura Farmer kind of gets lost in the sauce. Also off the mountain here, Creamer. You gotta go. Bird Up. Gotta go as well. Honestly, Bird Up, I get it. I get not wanting to vote for the Legendary in the randomizer. I get it. I understand. Bob, Goons, Weesnaw is your top 3. And all 3 of these had a significant amount of votes, I will say. Coming in 3rd, we have truly one of the great. I think the late game fall off really hurt its reputation a little bit. Oh God, the ads. I'm sorry, I should have turned ads off for the stream. But the Goons is going to take 3rd place with this. They're also sticky. They're gluey and sticky. You can't go wrong with it. You really can't. That means we have an Ultra Moon Final 2. I'm stalling for the ads if you can't tell. I don't want to reveal an award winner during ads. That just feels like bad practice. But we have Bob LaPunche, Wee Snaw, both receiving a pretty good amount of votes each. Przzyfied singing intermission. What do you want me to sing? I met her on the way to Chicago. We love stalling? Well, no, you don't. No one voted for Toxapex. That was big stall. Well, I guess also technically the Neo Lou Gehrig was pretty stally and it won MVP. Also, it's not saying I'm in an ad anymore. So, but I don't think I am. Whatever. Between Bob LaPunche and Wee Snaw, there's only one winner. 45 sex, but they broke. Fair. Your winner, the PRZZLOCKE Award, goes to, with a pretty overwhelming amount of votes. Congratulations to Wee Snaw. Wee Snaw, baby. It is a Wee Snaw world, and we're all just living in it. And you know what? If you think about it, Wee Snaw's journey in the Ultra Moon PRZZLOCKE really is that of, if we're going to keep making sports analogies, that of the guy who is making the veteran minimum on a basketball team, okay? Once upon a time, he was an all-star, okay? Once upon a time, he was a candidate for MVP, okay? Once upon a time, he was putting up numbers and people thought he was the greatest player in the league. In the Sun PRZZLOCKE, we thought he was the greatest player in the league. And then he comes back. And you know what? We all age. We all age. We all can't do the things we used to do sometimes. And that's okay. But you know what really, really, really matters is if you understand your limits. And you go, I can't be the MVP anymore. But you know what I can do? I can hold this team together. I can be the locker room glue. I can be the thing. I can be the thing getting all our guys together. I can mentor these young bloods and have them learn a thing or two. And for that, Wee Snaw, I salute you. Congratulations on your PRZZLOCKE Award for Glue Guy of the Year. It was like Lightning McQueen in Cars 3. Quite literally. Now, your sixth category, aptly named Sixth Man of the Year. Celebrating those we added to the team late. We did not have a lot of time with these Pokemon, but let it be known that they made an impact in the time that we had. We have Dr. Pepper, Finger 11. First of all, Finger 11, the only Pokemon ever to be nominated for MVP snub and a Sixth Man. Just saying. Pro Jared, Drukaz, Hyperfloat the Xatu, and the Dougie. Second time being the Sixth Man of the Year for Xatu as well. With only one vote. I don't know if I should be revealing vote counts, but I guess I am. Drux. Very solid, but not what the people were looking for. Not a Kaylee subtweet. No. Xatu got more than one vote. Xatu did get Kaylee's vote, but it was also not enough to make it onto the top 3. And then, also not making it, Dr. Pepper from X and Y. Your top 3, I would say this is pretty reasonable. This is a very reasonable top 3. Finger 11, Pro Jared, and the Dougie. We have a pretty narrow margin of victory here for one of these two. In third place, not quite making it, Pro Jared. Wonder if you had a different name, if that would have changed anything. Truly a great Sixth Man. Really, took the spot of Snaw after Wee Snaw died and made it happen. Really did make it happen. Finger 11, Paralyzer, and the Dougie. 2 song titled Pokemon. A little fun fact there. I believe this is, I think this won by 1 vote. The winner won by a single vote. And the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to... Hold on. I'm going to play the song. Congratulations to the Dougie. All right, congratulations to the Dougie for your PRZZLOCKE Award. You are the 6th man of the year. Very well deserved. Standout performance from the Dougie after some very, very unfortunate late game deaths. Oricorio was very fun. I love this thing. I'm going to play the song applied to either. Exactly, that's why I said it. Now, I could have, it would have also been pretty good aura if I played Paralyzer too. 1 vote difference, by the way, so very well deserved, both of those. Moving on to our next category, Benchwarmer of the Year. These are ones that got shoved in the PC because they just didn't quite have what it took to make it to the league. Some good nominees here: the Chud, Eugene, Miku, Sunder, Girl EDM, Del Taco. We have another 0 vote getter. Only our second one of the night. I don't know how many more there are. Proof that voting matters, exactly. Girl EDM, surprisingly, 0 votes. I guess it was kind of forgettable. We didn't really use it that much. With the 0 votes. Moving on to what else is off the podium here. I'm not going to play any music, but I mean, if I counted down from 3, you know it's about to happen. Someone play that Miku Beam. Miku did not make the podium. Miku was solid, but I understand not as memorable as some of these other picks. Or as recent, even. And then our third that did not make the podium, shockingly, because all 4 of these actually had a pretty good amount of votes. Eugene did not make it. Rest in peace, Dustox. I don't know if Sunder voted for that, but I'm confident Sunder did. So sorry, Sunder. I know you're a big Dustox believer. Top 3 of Sunder. Well, actually, Sunder probably voted for themselves. Now that I think about it. I think I voted for Sunder. You know what? That's probably fair. The Chud, Del Taco, and Sunder. Your top 3. Coming in 3rd place, let me double check this. 3rd place, we're going to give it to the Chud. We didn't really use it that much. It got a lot of votes considering how little we used it for. Oop, I did not mean to open that. We got a lot of votes considering how the stud is crazy. For considering how little we used it, we really did not. It was like on the team for I want to say like a gym or 2 gyms probably, and we never used it again. But it was still pretty good. Evolved early, and then in a Lowland showdown, a Brooklet Hill showdown. I believe these are 2 you can find. I think these are both of our encounters in Brooklet Hill or Route 4 or something like that, around that area. Sunder, the Shiinotic versus Del Taco, the Araquanid. I believe this is also 1 vote difference, is it not? Yes, it is. 1 vote difference between the 2. The PRZZLOCKE Award goes to Sunder. You better be glad you didn't vote for the Dustox, because Sunder is your PRZZLOCKE Award winner. Congratulations to Shiinotic. Well deserved. I think this is a solid group, not a super standout one amongst them, so it was a very close vote. Very respectable win there from Sunder. Hashtag yup. Moving on. It's a sad category here. Most heartbreaking death. Now, there are a lot of heartbreaking deaths on this page. The Hippo, we saw the first time. Lou Gehrig, the Oh, Lou Gehrig. RIZGOD, Funk Dunkley, and Weird Al. Shockingly, and I'm actually kind of surprised by this, shockingly, with 0 votes, Weird Al. It was heartbreaking to me, at least. But I don't like thinking about that one, so I'm glad you didn't vote for that. I'm glad we don't have to award that one. Also, somehow with more votes than that, Gape Jabog. It's a high tension moment. It's still sad. It could be sad and high tension. Yeah, I agree. Atrocious vibes, exactly. And finally, off of our podium here, RIZ. GOD Riz. God, baby. That was a genuinely heartbreaking death. The first of many. The dominoes started to fall. But I think if there was a top 3, I think it was going to be this top 3. Was really hoping to win an award today. I'm sorry, Kaylee. If there was a top 3 to be had, it would be this top 3. I think these are probably 3 of the saddest PRZZLOCKE deaths in recent memory. In third place, Funk Dunkley, gonna take third, which brings it down to 2 of the saddest PRZZLOCKE deaths of all time, let alone in this just group. I can't really think of I think these would probably both beat out the saddest death winners of previous PRZZLOCKE awards. Was it like a G6 and I don't even know who was the other one. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Backshots, yeah. That Backshots definitely does it. Yeah. Backshots is pretty sad. With a majority of the votes here, the saddest PRZZLOCKE death, most heartbreaking PRZZLOCKE death, sorry, goes to. He did it again. We snob back to, well, not back to back, I guess. Back to back for what it's nominated for. Double PRZZLOCKE award winner. We snaw. Double. Congratulations, your second one of the night. Looking like Billie Eilish with all these Grammys. We love We Snaw. Moving on. Our 9th category. Best nickname. And I don't know how you pick one. These are all really good nicknames. The good We Snaw, yeah, literally. We have I'm Petus, Kabunga, The Hooked, Funk Dunkley, Neo Lou Gehrig, and, of course, Bob L'Éponge. Now, it appears to me, is there a 0 vote person here? Wait. Yeah, 0 votes. And I get it. I think you need the context for this name. I think you need the context. Neo Lou Gehrig. You got your MVP award. You don't need another award, Neo Lou. Just got an email. Faye Webster's running an invitational yo-yo tournament. Are you going to attend? That'd be fire. We have Neo Lou Gehrig. Also down there. I got to play it again. Kabunga. Not quite this time. Not a good showing for Kabunga. And finally, Bob L'Éponge. Did not quite make it. Got some votes, but did not quite make it to the top 3. Your top 3 is I'm Petus, Funk Dunkley, and The Hooked. The Hooked is a pretty good name. It's a fantastic top 3. You needed the like it said The Hooked when we fished it up. I think that's the important context. But of course, I will just segue into third place being the So your final 2. I'm Petus versus Funk Dunkley. One was one spawned out of Kaylee's mind and one spawned out of Brandon's. Truly two philosophers at work here. But I'm just not. I'm gonna be so absurdly honest with you. With 75% of the vote, the total vote, 75% of the total vote, the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to I'm Beatus. Everybody voted for I'm Beatus. I'm Beatus. Truly one of the best nicknames we've ever had. It really is one of the best nicknames we've ever had. Not even close. Genuinely not even close. I think I didn't. Hold on. I need to put another PRZZLOCKE Award in here. I think I have 4 categories left and I only have 3 awards. And of course, everybody, just before we get into the final 4 categories, I would like everyone to be reminded that we have such amazing sponsors here at the przzyfied stream. I mean, obviously it's thanks to viewers like you, but we also have an amazing sponsor. And Nickmo would like to shout out that sponsor right now.
Sponsored by twitch.tv/przzyfied.
I sponsored myself. That's how good of a sponsorship it is. My tummy hurts. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Move on to our next category here. We have 4 more. Wait, I think we have 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did my other awards go? Oh, I think I deleted them on accident. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted them. We have 5 awards to go. Sorry. Whoops. Our next category is going to be the clutchest moment of the year. Truly a stacked category. Lots of options here. We, of course, had Honey Mustard surviving, Big Gretch baiting, Pancakes surviving, Funk Dunkley's Quick Claw, Drooka's dodging after a sand attack, and Boo Boo Keys living a crit or dodging the crit. We have two, I guess these are also clips. 2 clips that did not receive any votes here. One of which is going to be Boo Boo Keys. I truly think that was very clutch of Boo Boo Keys, but I understand why not. And then Drook's very forgettable early game moment. Well, I guess it was a very memorable early game moment, but it's hard to remember that the Drooks ended up actually going to get banned to the Hall of Fame after that. And then, of course, not on the podium also. I think everyone could probably guess this one. Big Gretch not going to make it this time. Drook's moment was very underrated. But what a solid top 3 we have here. Honey Mustard living on legitimately 1 HP. Pancake surviving Lucamine's melodic hydro pump. Without it, the run would probably be over. And who could forget Funk Dunkley's Quick Claw activating when certain death and honestly probably a run wipe was imminent against Plumeria. Well, I'm here to give you those answers right now. In 3rd place, cheapest viewers. Got pretty cheap viewers here. I don't know who's the cheapest. You guys have to decide that amongst yourselves. I'm included. I'm viewing the stream right now. I'm a cheap viewer. Honey Mustard, 3rd place. Which means Pancakes surviving the hydro pump. Tightest viewers. That probably is also true, I have to be honest. I don't really want to check, you know? I don't want to check. I'm good, actually. Pancake versus Funk Dunkley's Quick Claw activating. Both got a lot of votes, but one got double the one the other one did. The PRZZLOCKE Award goes to Funkly Dunkley, baby. Congratulations to Funk Dunkley on your PRZZLOCKE Award. That Quick Claw was cinema. Absolute cinema. Let's move on to Prizzy Moment of the Year. This is me being dumb, which often does happen. Happens all the time. So many times, in fact, it has an award category based on it that somehow always has a lot of material to pick from for nominees every year. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know if it says good things or not. But we have the charm that went into the Contrary Malamar, which ended up in the death of Slurp Juice, not buying heals to the Elite Four, killing Shedinja quite literally almost instantly. I think it lasted like a battle or two against random trainers. Killing Picky Peck, tilting and killing Salamence. The grind that killed Clitus. Not on the podium with 0 votes. The Picky Peck moment was a little forgettable, and that Picky Peck didn't really matter in the long run anyway. Maybe it did. I guess it was like a skill link adamant one or something. I think I remember it being pretty good, but I don't know if we would have ended up using it. Very understandable. The tilt also did not get many votes. I think people just feel bad. I feel like you probably just feel bad about that one. I feel bad about it. So I don't want to. I'm glad. Thank you for not voting for it. And finally, similarly, Clitus is not going to make it either. The death of Clitus did not make it. Now, your top 3. In third place, not buying heals for the Elite Four is pretty funny, but it didn't end up mattering. So I can imagine that one not being top of mind. It wasn't as iconic. I think it's pretty... I kind of forgot I did that, to be honest. It's the X and Y Elite Four. It's not exactly the hardest thing in the world. Your final 2, flicking Charm into a Contrary Malamar or killing Shedinja. With a majority of the vote, not a majority, I keep saying majority, not a majority, but with the most amount of votes out of all the options, the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to Shedinja. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, I'll be honest. That was a pretty funny one. That was an all-timer Prizzy moment because it's silly and also stupid. It's not like, I don't know. There's an aura about it. And now, let's get into your spin-off MVP. We have some pretty good guys, I'll be honest. Mike Dungeon, the Hog, and the Dog, Yuri and Yowie, John Pork, Big Slosh, both from ZA, and Morty, not to be confused, of course, with Pickle Prizzy, his partner in crime. Everyone received votes this time, which is pretty nice. Off the podium, we have Big Slosh. Didn't quite make it. Mike Dungeon, also didn't quite make it. I can kind of see why. And Yuri and Yowie, also not going to make it onto the podium. And you know what? If we had a top 3, I think it's going to be this top 3. It's going to be John Pork, the Hog, and the Dog. And of course, Morty. Shout out the Hog. Shout out the Hog. For real. In third place, joining Big Slosh in the losers department, John Pork from Legend ZA. Now, the Hog and the Dog from the Prizzy 5's Soul Link over a year and a half ago at this point. And Morty, our partner in crime in Super Mystery Dungeon. I believe this is also a 1-vote difference. It is. And the winner of the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to Morty. I turned myself into a pickle Morty. I'm a pickle Prizzy Morty. Thus, completing the trilogy, every single winner of the spin-off MVP has been a partner from Mystery Dungeon. It's been Bones Owner, then it's been Shinksthony Fantano, and now it's Morty. So you guys are nothing if not consistent. You always tend to vote for the partners. And I guess Mike Dungeon could have also been included, but we had 2 partners this time, so I don't quite know how you would choose between them. Now, your best spin-off run. We played all of these games in between PRZZLOCKEs. Super Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity, Rumble Blast. You better not have fucking voted for Rumble Blast, I'm telling you right now. Legend ZA's release And then also the Prizzy5's Soul Link. Let me tell you, you guys did not vote for Rumble Blast. That's not on the podium. That is straight up off. Also off, the other bad game from this list, Gates to Infinity. So you guys voted for the 3 games that were pretty good. Good job. Good work. Appreciate you. Now, in 3rd place, Legends EA, surprisingly going to make it. I don't know, maybe not. Which brings us down to the Prizzy5 Soul Link and Super Mystery Dungeon with almost half of all votes. The PRZZLOCKE Award, of course, goes to. I don't know why we're really saying the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to this when it's like a game. Like, we're not really giving it to, like, you can't really pretend like, is like the game coming up on stage and accepting the award? I don't really think this one through. But the PRZZLOCKE Award goes to Super Mystery Dungeon. Congratulations to Super Mystery Dungeon. Truly a great game. I had not played it before, and it turned out to be really, really fun. Very memorable game as well. I think way more memorable than a lot of the other spin-off runs we've done, so I think that was well-deserved as well. And only one category left, everybody, and if we did best spin-off run, you bet your sweet hiney what the last last category is, and that is best run. We did 5 PRZZLOCKEs in this series, in the set of runs. Started on X, moved on to Alpha Sapphire, moved back to Sun, moved over to Silver, but randomized it, and then we had Ultra Moon to round us out. In last place, Sun. People are Sun haters. It was a pretty scuffed run, but I thought it had a good story. Not the game. I thought the arc of the PRZZLOCKE had probably one of the better stories we've had. Maybe Ultra usurps it a little bit at the very end, because we really did trip in the final hour there in Ultra Moon, you know? But Sun, you had to be there for the start of Sun. Oh my god, that was diabolically rough. That was a rough comeback story, let me tell you that. Also off the podium, and I was kind of expecting this one, X and Y. Well, I guess just X, but X not going to make it. X was fun because it took 3 tries, but I think people got a little bored of X, myself included, after 3 attempts of it. But it did have a lot of good moments. It had I'm Beatus, of course, which means Alpha Sapphire, the Silver Randomizer, and Ultra Moon are going to be your top 3 today. Coming in 3rd, we're going to go with Alpha Sapphire. A solid PRZZLOCKE run, but I really don't know if I would consider it one of the all-time greatest. I think it's a good run. I think it's solid. And I think this is a pretty reasonable final, too. The Silver Randomizer was pretty fun. Although I think towards the end it got a little bit boring because our team was so broken. We didn't really face any adversity at all. But it did end with an incredible finale thanks to Kaylee Zatu Drip making the custom red fight be the Prizzy5 fight. And also there were some good moments in that one too. But with over half the votes, half of all votes, you guys did award the PRZZLOCKE Award to Ultra Moon. And what a run that one was. That one took, first of all, it took a while. Second of all, it had a lot of iconic moments. It had a lot of, we felt on top of the world for half of it, and then we felt like we were under the boot, if you will, for the other half. And we did fall at the end there. We did stumble at the end, but it ended up working out in the end. It really did end up working out. And we might have been recency biased a little bit, but that's fine. Black 2 won the last one. I think Emerald won the first one, which was also... No, Fire Red was supposed to win. Ah! If that Quick Claw doesn't happen, we wipe. Yeah, I mean, legitimately. It was quite the run. And that is the PRZZLOCKE Awards that you have voted for. However, we have a couple of other things as well, as you can see down here. This isn't even a secret anymore, but if you remember last year, we awarded 18 Pokemon with a prestigious title of being on the all PRZZLOCKE team, also stolen from sports. If you're unfamiliar with the NBA specifically, they do all NBA teams every year, which is an award, like a accolade you can receive, an honor you can get, where they basically create teams. They create 3 teams: the first all NBA team, all NBA second team, all NBA third team, of more or less the best players in the league. Like the 5 that are on the all NBA first team are the 5 best players in the league. But they it's not just like straight up, it's not always just straight up like these are the 5 best players. They make it so that it like resembles a real team. Like you got 2 guards, you have a center, you have 2 forwards, like that kind of thing. So we did a similar thing last year with the PRZZLOCKE, where we made all PRZZLOCKE teams, the first, second, and third all PRZZLOCKE team. And we tried to build them similar to that of a real in-game team. This year, I think we kind of strayed away from that a little bit. You'll see when we get to the first all PRZZLOCKE team, a little bit unbalanced in terms of typings. But each of these have 6 Pokemon that we are doing, let's grab there's no real like fanfare to these. I'm just going to show you who made the all PRZZLOCKE teams. The third all PRZZLOCKE team. So there's 6 per team, because Pokemon, unlike basketball, there's 5 per team, but like Pokemon, there's 6. We're just doing 6 each. These are this would be the 13th through the 18th, I think, best Pokemon. Welcome to the third team all PRZZLOCKE. We have, let me see if I can get this to like actually show up on the overlay. There we go. What's up, 5s? Hog and Dog, barely by 1 vote. Hog and Dog lost the spin-off MVP race. So your third team all PRZZLOCKE includes Gapejaw Bog from X and Y, Kabunga. Let's play the song. Play the sound. Play the Kabunga sound.
Kabunga.
From Alpha Sapphire, Pancake, Bird Up, and Funk Dunkley made it. The thing about all PRZZLOCKE teams is you don't have to be in the Hall of Fame to make it. It can be any Pokemon from any run that we've done, dead or alive, or failed run or not. So congratulations to your all PRZZLOCKE third team. Let's take a look at your all PRZZLOCKE second team here. We have Mega Lucario, Aura Farmer, Gorp and Boo Boo Keys representing Sun, Glorp the Espeon, and Pierogi representing the Silver Randomizer, and of course your most valuable MVP, Neolu Gehrig. Now, you may be looking at this and saying, what the hell is a Tyranitar doing on the second team all PRZZLOCKE? How is that not on the first team? How is that not one of the 6 best bonds? And let me just tell you, you got to take a look at this fucking first team, man. Your first team all PRZZLOCKE is truly one of the greatest teams ever assembled. This is an Avengers level threat right here. The Woker. I'd go Chomper here. Weesnaw, specifically from Sun. The Hooked. Weird Elements. And Purple. XX Urple XX. The Toxapex. Now, I did say something about type balance, whatever. We do have 3 water types and 3 dragon types on this team. It's fine. These Pokemon are simply too good. They are simply too good. These are the 6 best Pokemon that we have had at any point in the PRZZLOCKE, in this stretch of the PRZZLOCKE. Truly some of the greatest Pokemon we've ever seen. Now, the Chiefs but likable. The LA Dodgers. They are the LA Dodgers. So congratulations to the all PRZZLOCKE teams. These are just little accolades, you know, but just to award some of the top performers that we've had on our teams. You know, just some fun little accolades. And there's one more thing before we have the presentation coming up in just a moment. But before that, I've been handed this I've been handed this briefing. I haven't really looked at it yet, but apparently there was like an accident in like the PRZZLOCKE factory or wherever we are. So I just like, I think out of like public safety, I do need to read this out. So let me just take the, let me just take this out of the folder here. What does it say? It says, due to an unfortunate sleep deprivation related issue, the following files have been deemed lost from the PRZZLOCKE Hall of Fame. What? Interesting. All right. Well, let's move on to the let's move on to the presentation. And I'm sure our questions will be answered there. Welcome everybody. Oh, that's the wrong one. Welcome everybody to the PRZZLOCKE Direct. This is like a Nintendo Direct, except it's about the PRZZLOCKE, and also it's not really like a Nintendo Direct at all. It's just a presentation. Long ass finger too. Long ass finger too. Welcome to the PRZZLOCKE Direct, everybody. We have a couple of just a couple things we want to talk about. A couple of things like that. It's gonna have a gun like the Fire Emblem one. Yes, I'm gonna pull out a real gun in a second. Clocking into the PRZZLOCKE factory for my 12-hour shift. The PRZZLOCKE factory is on a severed floor also, and that's important information. So there isn't, I gotta be honest, I think I thought there would be more to put in here. However, I still think there's gonna be some fun stuff in here to talk about, so. I wanted to make a little presentation for you guys. We can go over it real quick. Welcome to the PRZZLOCKE, welcome to the PRZZLOCKE Direct, everybody. Here's your agenda for the evening. We have the first section, PRZZLOCKE record keeping updates. Our second topic, of course, and you guys voted for this, so you knew it was coming. We are going to be awarding our first group of recipients for the Daniel D. Duck Certified All-Timer Award. Jordan was a little bit ahead of the script. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know how this leaked or if you predicted this, Jordan, but the PRZZLOCKE Tour 2.0 is here. I'll move my, I think my webcam's going to cover the header. You're right. So let me move my webcam down. I could probably put it here. Let's just move it down here. No, I'm going to, where do I put my webcam? Maybe here? I don't really know. Maybe I'll make myself a little bit smaller and like put it here or something. That sounds good. This sounds fine. Of course, we have what's next for the PRZZLOCKE. A timeline of sorts. Our next game, you already know this. It's Let's Go Eevee. We're going to be starting that maybe even Thursday, potentially. And then there is no sixth thing. I lied. There's only 5 sections. Moving on. So, oh my god, my webcam is just in the way. Here. Maybe like up here? How about like here? This seems... Here, let's make my webcam back to the size it was. Let's put myself like here. That sounds good. So, PRZZLOCKE record keeping updates that absolutely 0 people here care about except for myself. Hello? Click. There we go. I've talked about this before, but I have gone through and I have rescinded certain deaths that have happened in the PRZZLOCKE and did not decide to count them as deaths. Basically what I did is I went back and I watched the footage. I did this like weeks ago. I went back and I watched the footage of all the Elite Four or the champion fights that we've done. And basically I decided that it didn't really make a whole lot of sense that because I was playing fast and loose and like sacking things in the champion fight because you're allowed to do that. It didn't really seem like it kind of stood out a little bit that some of these guys technically died in the Elite Four when like no one really remembers that. And I did barely remembered it. And I don't know, it just didn't seem correct. So what I did is I went through and I counted, or I looked at all these quote unquote deaths and I separated them into 2 categories. So this group here are Pokemon that I intentionally just sacked. Like I did not, I literally just was like, okay, this thing's gonna die now. And then I clicked a move, not caring what it was, and it just died. So I can get a free switch in the champion fight. Those no longer count as deaths for the PRZZLOCKE. And I think that's very reasonable. Now, all these other deaths here are genuine E4 deaths. So what I'm going to count these as are deaths that had some sort of impact or mattered in some kind of way. So if I got crit, then like and I wasn't expecting the crit, that still counted. So like I think Bone Zoner the Marowak got crit by an outrage by Lance's Dragonite. Like, or if for like I was trying to get a kill and I like missed the kill and then died. Like Gunnar the Staraptor tried to, I believe Brave Bird Cynthia's Garchomp and didn't kill it and then died by recoil damage. So that obviously counted. Like I know Chatot like tried to kill her Roserade with Chatter and it didn't work and then it died. Glorious Bomb obviously exploded. We that should count. Like that died. And then we also had a couple of other ones. Yo!
Man, have I got exciting news.
Escaping from Ad Hell, enjoy the 2.99.
Thanks for the $2.99, big dog. I appreciate you. But thank you for the 27-month sub. That's crazy. Wait, Pokopia DLC releases at 9. Oh, JK, it's not out. Oh, it's not out yet? What the hell? That's sad. Well, I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. I covered your face with Jake the dog. Hell yeah. Where the hell are you getting subs for $2.99? No, it's half. I get half of a sub, so that's half. That's weird. Damn. Well, Google lied to me then. That's unfortunate. Were there any? Oh, and then ones that like mattered to the narrative, I also still counted. So obviously, the Ice Fang feeding frenzy incident led to the deaths of Gyarados, Ambipom, and Magcargo. Those are all going to count. And then this is not super remembered because the run is kind of forgotten a little bit, but every single team member of ours on the white team died in Togetsus except for Excadrill, which like 1v1'd his Bisharp to win the game. So I counted every single member of the white team. Everything else was something that like either died, like Pancake died, not to the champion in the Elite Four, things like that. So these still count as deaths. These do not. Several sites confirm that time on bitches be dumb. I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it after this and see if I can get it to download or if it's out or what. And, oh, my webcam's covering this. This is not done yet. I did not have enough time to finish this before the stream. But I have started working on a new tab of the PRZZLOCKE document. You might have seen it if you checked in the last like week or so. The PRZZLOCKE op list is now being constructed. I was curious which trainers in the Pokemon world have the most kill confirms on us. So I decided to organize my all the deaths that have ever happened in the PRZZLOCKE to try to answer that. That would be cool to look at. I think it is sorted. It is designed, or I have all of the deaths tallied through Black and White 2, but I have not put all of the. I haven't organized them to look nice on the sheet. I've only done that up through Platinum. So I'm still working on it. Where's the U section? That's going to be at the end. There's wild Pokemon and then like intentional deaths or whatever, where like the Glorious Bomb will go or whatever. Like that'll be at the end. I haven't gotten those yet. But yeah, so you can see like Lance has like 6 kills on us. Cynthia has like 7, I think. Cynthia has like 7. Maxie has a shit ton. So I was just curious, and I thought that would be fun information. So, bro will do anything but determine points for the Survivor draft. We're never figuring out who won that. We never are. The Mount Moon got you 4 times. Yeah, he almost wiped me. They give you, dude. They give you that. This is the grunt. Like right when you go down the first ladder of Mount Moon. Like your team is like level 10. You just beat Brock, and this thing has a level 16 Raticate with Hyper Fang. Like I don't know how you're supposed to survive this. It's crazy. Anyway, that is there. If you are curious. And also, obviously I didn't update anything on I don't want to spoil anything. So the PRZZLOCKE document is not updated yet with award winners or anything like that. I'll do that when I have free time, which it'll, whatever. It'll be at some point. I'll update the PRZZLOCKE document. I don't have a timeline for that. The Hypno guy did get me twice as well. 3 times actually, because it got 2 kills in one run, and then it got me on a second run. Okay, so that I'm sorry for my bad acting, but these are the unbans. If you remember Prizdora's box from last year's PRZZLOCKE Awards, where we unbanned 7 Pokemon that really didn't feel like they needed to be banned, or they didn't feel very memorable to put on the ban list. We've decided to unban 3 more of those this time. So these Pokemon are going to be no longer on the unban list or on the ban list. They're going to be free to use again. So we have the Smiley Face Vileplume. These are all from the Red 24-hour stream. We have Vorp the Wigglytuff, and we have Dollar Dog the Arcanine. I don't really think a single person remembers me using any of these. And I barely remember using these either. So I'm just going to unban them. We're going to move myself all the way around here. So Vileplume, Wigglytuff, and Arcanine are officially unbanned from the PRZZLOCKE, so these are now valid. Like Jigglypuff and Vileplume or Oddish and Growlithe are now valid encounters. So that's good news. Just in time for Let's Go Eevee, everybody, is what I would say, but Vileplume and Arcanine just aren't in that game. Lamau, whoops. But Wigglytuff's available now. These 2 are exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu, unfortunately. Yeah, so no one remembered we used these, and they felt out of place when you were looking at the ban list. So they're unbanned now. Congratulations. But now let's get to some real fun here, everybody. God, I really don't have a good place for my webcam on any of these slides. Let's have some fun. These are, I had you guys write down some names. In fact, I think my webcam, actually, now that I think about this, I think my webcam will be better placed over here. It will not. I think my webcam will be better placed. I don't know where my webcam should go, guys. Okay, I'll put it here and I'll move it when I need to. The PRZZLOCKE is happy to announce the Daniel D. Duck Certified All-Timer Award. We are here to award 12 different Pokemon over the course of PRZZLOCKE history. What is Daniel D. Duck? The full government name of Danny Duck, the most iconic PRZZLOCKE Pokemon of all time from when I did Diamond and Pearl and Platinum a couple years ago. Danny Duck is the most famous fan favorite PRZZLOCKE Pokemon of all time. I don't know what the D stands for. It just kind of sounded like it should be there. I think it might stand for Duck. So it's Daniel Duck Duck. Or Daniel Duck. I think we can decide. So I tallied all the, I looked at all of the responses. Pretty much everybody had, there was a lot of people who put, a lot of different responses. Pretty much everything that received more than 2 votes I agreed with. So I awarded them the award. This is a new award that I think every so often we can maybe add more members to. I just wanted a place to organize and recognize the most iconic PRZZLOCKE Pokemon of all time. The ones that are the guys, when you think, everyone knows who they are. So commemorate's a good word. So we have 12 here. There were, I think, probably over 30 or 40 different Pokemon that ended up getting shouts in the voting. So I thank you for all those. But I think these 12 are the ones that I agree with the most as well. And also pretty much everything, everything on here had, I think, at least 3 or more community votes from you guys as well. So I can tell you who the Inner Circle guys are. Don't worry. So, I mean, we'll go through one at a time, but I think it's pretty obvious who the first one is. I mean, he's named after the fucking award. Danny Duck is the most iconic PRZZLOCKE Pokemon of all time. If you didn't expect him to be here, then I think the slide title probably threw you for a loop a little bit. He's the PRZZLOCKE mascot, the most iconic. Yeah, I think that is probably the most popular PRZZLOCKE clip as well. Danny Duck getting fucking killed, exploded in Diamond. Died in Diamond, came back in Platinum, became the MVP, won 3 PRZZLOCKE awards or something ridiculous, insane. Moving on to our second recipient of the All-Timer Award, we have Lou Gehrig. I'm gonna count Neo Lou and Lou for the same one. I'm going to count them together because Pretty much if you voted for one, you voted for the other. Lou Gehrig slowly rising up as one of the most iconic Przzyfied Pokemon of all time. It is the same guy in lore. In lore, we rebuilt Lou, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the story behind Lou is great, very popular. It made sense to have it here. Recency bias doesn't even matter because Lou has been around the Przzyfied since Black 2, which was like last year. So we rebuilt him in the aggregate exactly. I don't remember what order I put these guys in, I'm gonna be honest. Moving on. Our third recipient is the Ice Fang feeding Frenzy. I'll move myself out of the way. Ice Fang feeding Frenzy, responsible for the clutchest Przzyfied moment of all time, saved the Soul Silver run at the champion. The only reason that run did not wipe at Lance was because Ice Fang feeding Frenzy saved the day. The iconic, the catchphrase is iconic, everyone. It was a great time. It was a really good time. Next up, the most popular, this one I can tell you right now, was the most vote getter. I believe probably, I think double-digit amount of mentions, which is the only one that reached those numbers. Weesnaw, in such a short amount of time, has become one of the most beloved Przzyfied mons. Teddy drew some fan art for it, which is beautiful. I mean, Weesnaw is one of the greatest, a new era legend, a Riz god, if you will. Next up, I think this one's a throwback. It is a throwback. SS Randon the Butterfree from Gen 1 through 3. Some of you might be new to the Przzyfied and don't remember the story that came with SS Randon. Brandon, Beat On's World in chat, bet me 5 gifted subs, I believe, that I couldn't get Butterfree to the Elite Four, or to the Hall of Fame. And he was right, I couldn't. I think I tried, you could see I tried 3 times and it died 3 times. These were serious attempts to use Butterfree all 3 times. And then eventually I did use it in Fire Red, and it ended up becoming genuinely a pretty good Pokemon and won MVP. Like, it ended up being a very good storyline, a staple of the Przzyfied in the early days. Every run had an SS Randon or an SS Randon Death. And then we're trying to get its brother Nodnar's, the Beedrill, into the Hall of Fame at some point. Next up, I don't know who's next. Next up, I mean, you gotta have Millie Rock here, can you? Millicent Rock. I'm gonna move my finger. Hold on. Put that up here. Millicent Rock has a very vocal group of fans when it comes to her and her achievements in the Przzyfied. Black 2 is such a difficult, hard run. Most sweats, if you ask Nuzlocke sweats, say Audino is unusable in Black and White 2, and Millie Rock proved them wrong. Truly one of the most, like, I don't know, truly one of the most, like, not dominant, but it was such a good performer. It helped at every stage of the game. We got it really early. Ended up making it all the way to the Iris fight, set up the screen necessary to win the game. Millie Rock, congratulations on your recognition here. Moving on. Halfway done. Somehow, I don't know how this got that many votes. This is, I think, the second place in terms of votes, and I think it's solely because of its nickname, and that's fine with me. I don't really mind. But Balls Skip the Magcargo is going to be also inducted, a certified all-timer. I mean, it was a pretty fun Pokemon to use, but I think 99% of the nominees come from it having one of the greatest names we've ever established in Balls Skip. So, and you know what? It's iconic. It is pretty iconic. Next up, similarly, in a similar vein, your new PRZZLOCKE Award winner for Best Nickname, I'm Petus. I'm Petus is pretty popular and iconic as well. I mean, what an immediate jump. I don't know how the X and Y PRZZLOCKE really had a moment with I'm Petus. We had lightning in a bottle, and I don't think we've been able to recreate it ever since. I think this guy every time I shower. Ball Skip. It's iconic. Name a better duo than the Przzyfied and random piles of sludge and shit. We do have a surprising amount of random piles of sludge and shit. He's Petus. Next up. Had to be here. Surely one of the all-time... If Millie Rock was not able to do... Like I know Millie Rock was able to do its job in Black 2, but before Millie Rock, we had back shots. This thing was so useful. This thing was one of the coolest Pokemon I've ever used. Oh my god, it was so fun. Iconic Whimsicott moment. Prankster back shots with Leech Seed with screens. Or did it have screens? Leech Seed, Stun Spore, Giga Drain, and something. This thing couldn't die. Charm, also. It was kind of ridiculous. It was kind of ridiculous. And we've been trying to, we tried to recreate back shots again, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And then she died, tragically, in Black 2 Attempt 4. But we ended up winning that one. 3 more all-timers to award here. Also from Black 2. I believe the next one is also from Black 2. Because there were just some iconic guys in that one. I don't even think this one made the damn Hall of Fame. John Pork, nice kill. Hey, nice kill. John Pork, hey, nice kill. Even though it didn't make it to the Hall of Fame, we benched it before the league. John Pork was a pretty great Pokemon. We think it's very iconic. All right, you guys, you can't vote for the awards anymore. The awards are over. You guys can't do. You're not allowed to vote for the awards, Chris. You're not allowed to do that. But you know, you are allowed to put on the all-timer award. I think the Hook deserves this. I think the Hook deserves a mention here. What a great Pokemon, all things considered, but also an iconic nickname as well. I do love the Hooked. I think this is our newest. This is our newest. Well, I guess Neolu technically, but I think this is our newest one. Why is the Hook so zoomed in? I think it's because its sprite is very skinny, so it's like trying to make it bigger to fit the circle I put it in. But Aura is also the other answer here. And there's one more. Actually, I remember now. This had the second highest amount of votes. Not Ballskip. Ballskip was up there, though. The second highest amount of votes. Which is really funny. Because this Pokemon only hit the field, I believe, twice. Ever. Before it blew up and acted like it didn't know nobody. But the Glorbius Bomb is going to be your final recipient of the Certified All-Timer Award. We literally trained up a bomb to explode on the champion. And we did. And it worked. And that was it. So, congratulations to the Glorbius Bomb. These are your... I'll move myself out of the way. These are your certified all-timers in PRZZLOCKE history. These are the 12 probably most iconic PRZZLOCKE Pokemon. Oh, and then also, I have all these guys here too. These I just decided I wanted to put on everybody. This is everybody who got votes at all. If you wanted to see who ended up getting a shout in the community vote, we have a bunch of other recipients here. We have Chomper, Jellicent, Wavy Baby, Honey Mustard got a couple votes. Rizgod was mentioned. Plowerbottom the Charizard, I think, is really funny because that thing was not used. That thing wasn't that good. That thing was not very good. I think it just has a good name. A Question, Pancake, Milcer. I wonder who voted for Milcer. Bob LaPonche, Big Sean. Big Sean, I think, was the one. If I had to pick a 13th to put on here, I think Big Sean probably would have been my choice. I don't know. I think Big Sean probably deserves it. Gooner also had some love there. Gooner, Mexi Melt, Beeble, The Woker, Wet Kisser. Funk Dunkley was also a pretty high up there one. It felt a little too soon for Funk Dunkley. But I considered it. I considered Funk Dunkley, but I think it might be, I think we need to marinate on Funk Dunkley a little bit more. And then let's see, Scrotum was on there. Gorbius, the Goribus. Ozempic, the Watchog was probably the most out of left field suggestion. that was just crazy. I was not expecting to read his name. Big damage, the Swallow, very old school classic. Big Gretch got on here. Nugget, the MVP of Crystal. Quunch Wap, I might also on here. Bumble the Shiny Blissey. I wonder who voted for that. I wonder what was the single vote for that one. Nodmars got a couple. Moodang, and then of course Hippie on the rise. If you are curious, here, let me 1 second. Let me see if I can, before I move on to the next slide, let me see if I can grab these voting numbers for you. I know Brandon you said you were interested. So the inner circle, if you would, was so basically 5 or more votes. There were 6 with 5 or more votes, which was Weesnaw. And then it was a 4-way tie in second. Weesnaw was by far the first. 4-way tie in second between Ice Fang Feeding Frenzy, Danny Duck, Ball Skip, and Lou Gehrig / Neo Lou Gehrig. I counted them for both. So I guess, wait, I was wrong about Backshot. No, who did I say was the second highest one? No, Glorb. I was wrong about Glorb. Sorry. And then after that was tied. SS Randon and Backshots were tied at 4. Millie Rock and Glorbius Bomb were tied at 3, and then everything else had 2 or less votes. And then out of the 2 or less vote ones, I picked out John Pork and the Hooked, because I felt like they rose above the rest. But Funk Dunkley also had 2, and I was considering it. Big Sean also had 2, and I was considering it. Everything else had 2 or less votes. 2 or fewer, I think, is the appropriate way to say that, right? Let's go back to this. The PRZZLOCKE Tour. If you remember, well, you might not remember, we ran a community battle tournament with, I believe, Gen 5 OU after the last awards. So we're going to do it again. PRZZLOCKE Tour 2.0, now that Pokemon Champions is out and free to play. We'll be hosting other community tournaments soon. There's no date on. I don't think I can do this anytime. Like, it is free. Yes, it's a free app on your phone and on your Switch. So I figured anyone can play this if they want to. I can't believe someone voted for Hippie on the rise. So this will not be any time in the immediate future. I just simply do not. I do not think I will be able to do this in the next month or so. Got a lot of things going on that I am excited about, that I need to dedicate more time towards rather than this. But later in the year, I'm thinking we'll probably run another community tournament. It won't be like a big, it'll be like how we did last time, where it was over the course of a week or two. Like, everyone could just play their matches at their own leisure. But this time it's going to be VGC. Last time it was single battles. This time it's going to be VGC doubles played in Pokemon Champions. I imagine by then we'll be playing Regulation MC. So I don't know. I can't give you a list of who's in the game yet, because I don't know if they're adding more guys or whatever. So it won't be every Pokemon available. It will just be ones that are available in Champions. Still same kind of basic situation as last time, where you're only allowed to use Pokemon that were in the PRZZLOCKE Hall of Fame. But other than that, anything really goes. You can do Natdex Champions. I can, but it can't. I wanted to play it in Champions, because then you could just play it in game. It would be fun. More info to come, though. No, I literally have not thought of anything in terms of logistics or timing or anything. This will be probably several months away, probably towards the end of the year. So I wanted to give you that information so that you have it, and that I would love to do a community tournament. So let's move on to our next slide. What is next? My webcam is also going to cover something no matter where I put it, so I'm going to just put it here. What's next for the PRZZLOCKE? As you know, we are starting our next era of the PRZZLOCKE either this week or next week with Let's Go Eevee. But I wanted to give you a little roadmap of what I was thinking we would play. Obviously, you know the first one is Let's Go Eevee. I'm just gonna hit that now. We have Let's Go Eevee. We're doing that immediately after this, right? I would like to clarify that this is just my blueprint for what I would probably like to do in terms of what games we should play and when. The games can switch, like we can do it in different orders. We might pick different spin-offs or like not do certain ones or whatever, you know. This will all be, some of these will probably happen a year, if not 2 years or more from now, if we even get there, right? But this is just my vision for what the PRZZLOCKE will be going forward. So we're gonna start with Let's Go Eevee, and then we're gonna move on to Sword, which I feel like is a very reasonable one next. Can I hit the stream with a Petus? You absolutely can. So after Let's Go Eevee, we'd move on to Pokemon Sword, Gen 8. Because we finished Gen 7. Makes sense to go to Gen 8 right after that. I'm trying to find Petus real quick, sorry. Petus. There's Petus. It is like the Kevin Feige Marvel announcements. After Pokemon Sword, we next have Pokemon Shining Pearl, unfortunately. Am I gonna do the DLC? I haven't thought about the DLC. I don't know how that'll work. But we have Shining Pearl. Go Shining Pearl! Switching to BDSP is gonna be a rough half a year. Yeah, it might be a little rough. After BDSP, I did some very, very, very brief research about this to see if it was possible. But I think we can do Legends Arceus. I think we can. I don't know how it'll work necessarily, but people have Nuzlocke to this game before. We might not, it might just be a little fast and loose and not super serious, and we might be figuring out the rules as we go. But I think it'd be fun. I think we could do it. But if not, like, again, that's why I'm like, this is like my initial thought. I have not put much thought into how these will work, some of these games. So if they don't work, then we don't have to do them. Like we can skip them. Like if the Legends games seem not possible or like not fun to Nuzlocke, then we don't have to. But just, they're there, so we can try, because people have Nuzlocked them before. Can I wear my Legends Arceus straw hat? Yeah, I mean, if I have one, I can do it. Yeah, we'll try it, exactly. After Legends Arceus, you'd think we'd move on to Gen 9. But what if we did a little retro PRZZLOCKE? After Legends Arceus, we'll be moving back to Pokemon Sapphire, the final Gen 3 game we have not done, because I figured, well, first of all, we did the Red 24-hour stream. We did the Silver randomizer. I don't know what special thing we'll do for Sapphire. There's got to be a special thing associated with it. We got to do some special thing, but we might not, because my thought is, you'll see in like a slide or two, Let's Go Eevee is going to be some bullshit. Sword Shield's a pretty standard Pokemon game. This game's going to have some bullshit. And then this game is barely going to be a Nuzlocke. So I figured at some point we'd want some, like, real Nuzlocke, you know? Like an old school real Nuzlocke. So we'll do something fun for Sapphire. I have not planned it yet. Claudio wants Raichu Mega Y on the screen right now. Let me grab that real quick. Ah! Spoilers. Claudio, you made me spoil my thing. Let me go to here. SMH, brother. Let me put this on the screen for you, though. My paying customer, who I adore. megay.gif. Yeah, why can't I click megay.gif? Am I allowed? Okay, so after Sapphire, then we go to Pokemon Violet. We go Scarlet and Violet. That is also Nuzlockable, from what I understand. It just is a little weird. And then after Pokemon Violet, I think that's a good time to do the PRZZLOCKE Awards, the next PRZZLOCKE Awards. Because that'll be 6 games, 6 runs, potentially 5 if we don't end up doing Legends Arceus. That's the standard for a PRZZLOCKE award. So I'm thinking, Let's Go Sword, Shining Pearl, potentially Legends Arceus, a retro run with Sapphire, with some special twist to it. We haven't decided yet. Into Violet, and then that like ends that era or whatever, and then we do the next awards. After that, if we can do Legends Arceus, we probably can do Legends EA. We might not be able to, and that again, this will be like a very long time after that. So we'll see if it's possible. And then, I mean, if we're doing the retro run with Sapphire in this version, in this stretch, there's only one game left that we haven't done in Gen 3, and that's Leaf Green. So what I'm excited for about that is that we'll have banned 6 more Pokemon in Let's Go Eevee. And there might be a Kantomon band at some point along the way. So we're going to have like literally nothing of it. I want to play Leaf Green with like literally nothing available to us. What's up, Beans? How's it going? I think Leaf Green with quite literally nothing available because everything is banned would be really fun. Depending on... Because I think right now Beedrill is quite literally the only Pokemon we're allowed to use before Brock. So we might have to put in some extra special things to make it playable. But I don't know if Beedrill can solo Brock. We might have to do something. And after that, of course, Gen 10 is going to be up. Gen 10 will probably release at some point before this. Like this is not a recent thing. Like these are going to take, if we even get here, it's going to take a while. So that's just my current thoughts. And then I believe after that, well, let me go back. I thought I was going to have whatever after that. After that, it's supposed to be question mark, question mark, question mark. That's what's supposed to say right there. Because who knows? They might release another game by then. Or there might be more. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. But this would cover like a lot of time. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But we always play a spin-off game in between. So I kind of thought there aren't that many spin-off games left. Pokemon kind of stopped making those at a certain point and just kind of started making like live service stuff, which I don't really want to do. And Pokemon Unite will probably not be in service by the time we do any of this. Rest in peace. But in between Let's Go, immediately after Let's Go, this will take like a stream or 2 to beat. It's a very quick game. We never played Pokemon Snap. And you know what? I kind of want to. That sounds like it's fun. So we have Pokemon Snap. And of course, if you play Pokemon Snap, you got to play new Pokemon Snap. You can't play Pokemon Snap without new Pokemon Snap. And then there's only one series of spin-offs left that we have not touched. And we have not touched it for a good reason, because I'm pretty sure it is ass. I'm pretty sure it is not fun. But we have not played Detective Pikachu or Detective Pikachu Returns. Those are the only... I looked on the Wikipedia page. These are quite literally the only ones left that aren't like the Puzzle League, which isn't... I don't think that has a story necessarily. Or like Pinball. We played a little bit of Pinball. And there's that one scene of Pikachu eating mac and cheese and getting like a flashback to his divorce, which I think is really funny, and I want to play that. I want to see that in context of the game. The spin-offs have hit MCU era 4. So the other thing is that these can also go in any order. Like if we don't want to do like Snap and then new Snap back to back might feel weird, I guess. I don't know. We can like do something else there. Whatever. I don't know. These are just ideas. We don't really have much left. And then the in between Sapphire and Violet, there is a spot. Let me move Raichu out of the way. There is a spot. And there aren't any Pokemon spin-off games left to play. But there's something that I'm really excited to do. That I've really wanted to do. And it's not a Nuzlocke necessarily. It's not... I mean, I guess it is kind of a Nuzlocke, I guess. But it is not Pokemon. But I wanted to play one of my favorite games of all time and challenge run it. And hopefully, Brandon's ahead of me, and hopefully share my love for this game and its characters. And I really want to do a challenge run Iron Man, whatever the hell, of Fire Emblem Awakening, which is, I just love that game, and I love the characters. It is not Fusion. I don't know how, I was thinking about that, Jordan, and you know where Fusion Vault can go? Fusion Vault could go either here or here, because I have no fucking clue what to do after this. Yeah, I'm really excited to do like a Fire Emblem like challenge run. I don't know if I can't do Lunatic. I've tried to play Fire Emblem Awakening on Lunatic, and I'm not built for it. I really do not think that would be entertaining to watch. I think I'd just be frustrated the whole time. But I think like they do Iron Man runs where it's like it's basically a Nuzlocke, like if something dies, it's dead forever kind of thing. So I was thinking of doing something like that. I haven't looked up too much into this. This is obviously going to be like a long time in the future, so we will get there eventually. And this is not, obviously, another thing is this is not going to be the only thing I'm streaming. Similar to now, we do random streams all the time. I know Kat and I have several things we want to do co-streams together, several series we want to co-stream together as well. We've talked about that would obviously go in at any point here when we want to do them. So this is not like a definitive list, and this is also not the only thing I am doing. So this is just like some things to look forward to in the future. There's the question marks, like I put them last. What else do I have? Our final little section here is our next PRZZLOCKE, which is going to start potentially Thursday. Do we know, is the Pokopia DLC out? Can we confirm? The PRZZCat Soul Link is, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. It is, I wouldn't say it's in the works because we haven't really talked too much about whether we want to do it other than like what it is. Like I've just kind of explained what it is. So there's no like definitive plans for it, but it is something that we've talked about for sure. It is? Okay, then we'll play Pokopia after this. So Let's Go Eevee is either going to be Thursday or next week, Tuesday. We're going to start. Let's talk about Let's Go Eevee for a minute. This game is weird, and it's a little hard to Nuzlocke. So we're going to try our best. Here are the current plans. So the thing about Let's Go Eevee, the first thing, is that there aren't random encounters. Everything just kind of spawns on the overworld. You can see it. I don't know truly how you're supposed to do random encounters for this. There are a couple things I think we can try. I think we can play these by ear. I can close my eyes and run around until I get something, which I think people do. I can just catch the first thing that I see, and I'll just try to be honest about it. Like, I do see this. That's the first thing that is in my vision. I'll try to catch it. Or we can, I guess, spin a wheel. I didn't put that on the bullets. Like, I think you could probably, like, spin a wheel of the Mons and, like, weight the wheel by their encounter rate or something. But that seems a lot lamer and a lot clunkier. So I kind of like running around and seeing... But I don't think a lot of this will matter because there's so many Pokemon banned in this run that usually routes will just have like 1 or 2 encounters anyway. So I think we'll start off by doing the closed eyes stuff. And we'll just see how it feels, and we'll see what happens. But I think we're gonna have to use like Cerebi or something to see what spawns on each route, so I'm not wasting my time. Because if there's only one available route, obviously one available Mon, we just run around until we get it. But yeah, that's encounters at least. The other thing that's special about Let's Go Eevee is that there are in-game trades for the Alolan Pokemon. The Alolan Rat, there's Alolan Meowth, there's Alolan Grimer. Well, we can't do Grimer, but Alolan Marowak. I am gonna, since we are really scraping the barrel for encounters, I'm saying that we can catch Cantonian Pokemon. Meltan's not legal, no. I also don't think you can get one without connecting to Pogo, right? Which I think is probably out of the... you probably can't do that until like over halfway through the game anyway, and I feel like that is probably not allowed. But I'm saying that I think that we are going to be allowed to. Oh, you also can't evolve it. Yeah, you can't evolve it. You have to evolve it in Pogo. Meltan can't evolve in like a real game, like on the Switch. It can only evolve in Pogo. But I think you can catch Cantonian Mons that have Alolan variants if I can trade for it. And the only stipulation with this is I'm going to start this rule once we get to Cerulean, which is where the first trade for Rattata is. Because otherwise we would get, like, I think Route 1, it's very likely our encounters Rattata and we just can't use it, which would kind of suck. Like, we just have to catch it and hold on to it for 2 gyms. So once we reach Cerulean, we can start catching, like, duplicate Mons that we can trade, if we can then trade it for an Alolan Mon. Hello? I just clicked and it's not going to the next slide. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, weird. The second slide. There are no wild battles. You cannot grind on wild Pokemon in this game. Like battling. I think it's a pretty easy solution. I think I'll just catch, if I need to grind, I'll just catch Pokemon for XP. Obviously I can't use them. I'm just gonna that's like their way of battling in that game, I guess. So yeah, I'll just catch Mons and release them or whatever. And then certain gyms in the game have like requirements before you're allowed to enter them. The most notorious one, and the one that is like against Nuzlocke, I guess, is that Koga makes you catch 50 Pokemon, which like you can't, like, that there's not enough encounters in between the beginning of the game and Koga for that to happen in Nuzlocke ever. So obviously I'm just gonna catch Pokemon until I can get into the gym and I'll release them. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think Brock also requires you catch and have like a grass type in your party or something. So like a grass or water type, so I can just go catch one if and I won't use it, obviously. So whatever, like it's fine. It just will technically be breaking the rules, but we'll just not use them. Blake, you just brought this up. I don't think I should use XP candy, because it's like extra EVs, isn't it? I thought how it worked is that like it gives like it's like XPs without like it's like EVs without like a cap, which seems kind of broken. Like XP candy to like level up guys seems fine, but doesn't like the like Oddish candy or Pikachu candy or whatever the hell, like the specific Pokemon candy, doesn't that give them like stat boost? But it's like they don't have, it doesn't have the EV cap, does it? It's like each stat you could just dump them into every stat. So I think maybe I didn't know that's how that worked. So I think alternatively we can also just like, if we feel like we're really at a disadvantage without it, we can use it. But I think for the most part I'm going to try not to. And then the other rule that I wanted to put in is that Eevee, my starter Eevee, the partner Eevee that we'll start with, because we'll use it, it is only allowed to have one of the broken signature moves at once. So if we want to teach it a new one, we have to delete the one that we currently have. And I'm pretty confident you can teach them infinitely. If not, then maybe we reconsider this, but I'm pretty sure like it has like 8 signature moves. It has Sizzly Slide, Glitzy Glow, Batty Bad, you know, those guys. Floaty Fall is Pikachu, but it seemed a little broken to be able to just have Eevee's movesets be 4 of these and we could just switch them for whatever coverage we possibly want. So I think having to make a choice of like one of them seems reasonable. And if this is annoying and we don't want to do it, we don't have to do it. Batty Bad. Well, I think realistically, we probably just have Batty Bad on it the entire time because that's the funniest one. And then my other rule that I just tossed in here at the end, there is Mega Evolution in the game and you do get it before the league. I think we could Mega Evolve because who the fuck cares? It's Let's Go Eevee. The only mons that I think we can Mega Evolve are like Beedrill and Kangaskhan, and like Aerodactyl, I guess. So we don't have very many options anyway. Okay, next slide. There's this bullshit. Let me show you. This is the first game in the series that completely moves. Oh, Pidgeot's banned. Can't use Mega Pidgeot. This is the first game in the series that because it used to be friendship and affection were different, like similar but different. This is the first game in the series that merges them into the same mechanic. So I've looked it up. There is no way to avoid your Pokemon gaining affection levels at all. As you can see in this chart I found on Bulbapedia down here, the only way for a Pokemon to lose friendship points in Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee is to die. If you die, you lose 5 or 10 points depending on your friendship level. So there is genuinely no way for me to avoid this, unless we could. I thought there were a couple of solutions. I'll get to them on the bullets, but. So we're gonna have to deal with the bullshit of getting crits when we don't. That's why I don't want to use candy, because we're gonna have to deal with the bullshit of boosted experience. We're gonna get 20% chance of recovering from status on our own, 50% chance to not faint if we get hit with an attack that'll kill us. Increased crit ratio at max friendship, accuracy increase at max friendship. There isn't a way to. We can't avoid this. We can't avoid this. It is not. If there was some way, and I looked in BDSP, there is. You can lower friendship from Pokemon with items. You can't do that in Let's Go. You can do it in BDSP, and I believe you can do it in Sword and Shield. So in those games, we can work around it. This game, we quite literally cannot. It is impossible. So, oh yeah, oops, you can't turn off affection. I just looked it up. Lamau. So things we might have to play by ear. I think a very reasonable rule is if a Mon holds on at 1 HP because it loves me so much, we just kill it. Because it should die. I think that's pretty reasonable. If not, we don't have to. It's kind of lame because it doesn't. We'd have to stall a turn, or if we don't have a non-attacking move on it, we just we get a free attack off and then we have to die, and then it might hold on again. But yeah, I don't know what to do about it. We can accept that the game. The other solution is that we can just accept the game's going to be #free and we just don't care. Which honestly might just be a good enough problem or a good enough solution. The game just might be #free. And that's fine. We deserve a #free game once in a while. Easy. So we can't avoid affection in this game, and it might make things too easy. But I think we just deal with it as it comes. I think for now, what we'll do is everything will be as it is. And then if we get to a point in the game where it's really fucking ridiculous, I'm talking about we're critting every attack, we're dodging things we have no business dodging. We've lived a death or two that we shouldn't have lived. Because if we lose some Mons and this doesn't come into play, then it's fine. It end up working out. If it happens once out of 5 times, I think it's probably fine. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, this game kind of is rough. So here's the available encounters in Let's Go Eevee for us. Not many. Uh-oh. We don't have very many left in Kanto, guys. Not very many. And this is also including Wigglytuff, which just got unbanned. I think that even if we get the starter Eevee, since we don't have very many Pokemon to choose from, I'll allow us to use Vaporeon or Flareon if we want, or both, I guess, if we really want, and that makes sense. Alongside Eevee, that sounds correct. That seems reasonable for us because they're pretty different. But yeah, so we have some bullshit. We have some stuff. So we also have the Alolan Forbs. These are the ones that are available down here. I believe the only one we can't get, obviously Lou Gehrig is banned. But there's only the Sandshrew, I believe, is version exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu. We have Meowth instead. Or no, yeah, I think we have Meowth instead, or Vulpix instead, one of the two. So we can trade for these if we get the original Pokemon. as an encounter, and then that will count as a replacement for the original encounter. Like if we get a rat on route, or if we get a, I guess easier scenario, we get a Geodude in Rock Tunnel, and we go trade it. I think the trade for Geodude is in like Vermilion or something. It's not going to count as a Vermilion encounter. It would count as our replacement for Rock Tunnel, which is the Geodude. Like, you know what I mean? LeBonbon never made the Hall of Fame. It never did. Yeah, so we get some bullshit. The other thing that you might notice is missing this list is Lickitung. Lickitung is the only Pokemon in the game other than Mewtwo that is available post-game only for some reason. So we just cannot get Lickitung. Other than that, everything else is banned. There's also some random shit that is probably just not going to be good at all, like Tangela or like Ditto or Pinsir. I hate that guy. Or Porygon 1. So our options are just far-fetched. Our options are significantly limited. But we still have like some solid guys, I guess, you know? I don't know how I haven't looked up how possible it is. I know you can get Dragonite before it's on like the route by the power plant. But it's after you get Surf, so I don't know if we can like we might not be able to skip an encounter, right? I don't think it's possible with the way encounters work in Let's Go to like skip routes. Because obviously they're just gonna be popping up on screen all the time. We're gonna run into something, or we're gonna like see something, you know what I'm saying? Unless I guess I could do the route blindfolded and never hit an encounter. That'd be really impressive if I could. But yeah, so these are the guys. This is all we have. We tried to use D-Knight, Milky, and Soul Silver, and it died. Any questions? Ask away. Give your audience space or to resolve doubts or concerns. Open up the discussion before ending the meeting. Thank you. Are the other evolutions on the game? Nothing out of Gen 1 is in the game. Nope. Thank you for coming to my presentation, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for coming to the PRZZLOCKE Awards, by the way. That was here, let me go back to the PRZZLOCKE Award overlay. Thank you for, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for the PRZZLOCKE Awards, everybody. I hope you had a good time. The stream is still going. We're still got things to do. We're going to play the Pokopia DLC now. Make sure let me change my